Hello everybody! So, welcome to my channel. My name is Ilona and this is my latest project, and some of you may have seen it already because I used it as a background for my other video, because I have a SHABBY challenge and I use this journal as a background for you to look at. So this is the actual video where I will show the journal. But you can always look at my other video for my 300 SHABBY challenge. I will put a link in the description box below, so you can find it easy. This is a really small little mini album or journal. It was pretty fast to make it. The papers that I used are from kittyscrappost. She's Louisa Diaz here on YouTube, so you can find her. And she makes awesome digital scrap paper. As soon as I got these papers, I started working with them because I could not resist them. So I printed them out and measured how big I needed them to be, and it went really fast because I only had to glue them on and decorate just a bit, and then it was done. So this is one of the papers, and the opposite of the paper is on the back. I'll show you. That's this one. So I just cut them in two and glue them on the front and the back. And on the side I have made some dangles because I used a very easy binding method that I found online. I've seen a few people do it and I'm not sure who was the first one, so I'm not gonna name any names. I just strung on some beads that I had and just this little filigree piece, and they make the binding pretty cute. I also put some measuring tape on the back because I had a paper on the front and on the back, but the spine was black. Initially I wanted to keep it black because then you saw the strings better, but I decided to do it different. So this album measures in inches 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So on the front I did not do that much. I had this flower that Patricia gave me. Thanks Patricia, I really love it, and I love your the doilies you gave me. I hoard them. But this time this album just needed this flower. It is so vintage and so shabby. So I thought, well, it had to be on this front cover. So that's what I used on the front cover. I also used a bit of lace here from my stash that I tea-dyed, and I attached it on the inside, but I really like that you can see it on the outside as well. A really cute rolled ribbon rose, a wooden clock, and my diamond dies, Nature Flourish die. Love that die to pieces. Use it, I think, almost on everything. These also came in the kit, and then when you open it, this is another piece that I printed out, and the other side of this piece is on the other inside cover. On the front I made this really tiny little pocket, and inside I have a really cute little envelope that also came in the collection, 2 envelopes, and I have the other one in there as well. And it has just a printable journaling spot from the collection tucked inside. And on the front I put a postage stamp that came from a sticker collection that I had, and it was just small enough so I could use it. And this is another journaling spot. And it was so simple. I just had 3 of these note books in craft, and I just printed off the paper, measured on the before I printed it how big it should be, and I just shrunk it down how big I needed it to be, so I just could glue it on, and that was done. On the inside I made these I used this cut apart page. There was one cut apart page, and I used every small thing about it. There were some pictures and some journaling spot like this one also came from that page. And I made this vintage photo. I have some vintage photos from my grandma, and they all have this mat with this, yeah, what do they call it, zigzag thingy around. And I had this the scissors, these decorative scissors that I used to do that. And I backed it on some black cardstock and made it into a pocket. And these are some journaling spots that I had lying. I have a little bucket on my desk where I just put everything that I have left over from a project, and I dump it in there, and once in a while I go over it and pull some things out that can be used in a project that I'm working on. And this time I used these journaling spots. So I left the rest of these pages all blank, and then we come to the end, and there was a pocket. So what I did was I printed 1 extra paper, and I had 3 of these notebooks, so I just could cut that 1 piece of paper in 3 strips, and they just went on my pockets. So that's it. And I inked everything around with a vintage photo. And then for the next section, again printed out a paper as 1 whole, so I could just wrap it around and glue it on. That's just it. That's all I did. And it just looks so pretty. On this page I made this little clip. It's actually a pretty simple clip. I had some, in that same bucket, some piece of lace and this rolled ribbon rose. I glued it on and stuck it on the page. So for this inside I used another vintage printout from the collection. Did the same thing as before, and since this is only 1 woman, I used the Scrabble letters Mom. Also used another journaling spot and tucked it back there, and then again did nothing, so you can write. And this is just the binding, so the string wraps around and it's pretty easy. On the back again, the pocket, you can put anything in. I have not done that, but of course you can get 1 of these and tuck them there. So. And the last one, it's something happened to my page. It had some blue spots there, and I don't know how they came about, but my printer was kind of doing funny things, I guess. But since they had some spots on the other page as well, I thought, well, I'm just dipping on with my black Sharpie marker. It looks like there are some ink drops on there, which is pretty appropriate for a mother's journal, maybe. So on the inside again, There was one family photo, so that's why I used the Scrabble tiles that say family. And again, another journaling spot. And then we have the back. And again, there is one journaling spot there. And all the way to the end, I have the second envelope glued on as a pocket. Inside there's this little piece of journaling spot, and I left it open so you can also tuck something back there. And that's actually my journal, and it came about pretty fast, and I really like it. I hope you do too, and if you did, leave me a comment if you wish. And thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye!